Hey guys, it is Blue Jeans, and today I'm going to talk about Milo, Yiannopoulos. I probably slaughtered that. Sorry. Anyways, he was recently on a campus, on a college campus, UWM, for his dangerous faggot tour, where he basically goes around and does lectures or speeches about, certain liberal ideas, you could say, or liberal ideologies, and he kind of debunks them, or he just gives insight on certain problems in the world. But anyway, so that's what the tour is. And if you don't know who he is a activist for kind of like the conservative, right-wing libertarian, I guess you could say, group. I'm not really sure what to label him politically. But he is kind of a troll, and he's all about free speech. He says some controversial stuff, and before he was banned on Twitter, he said stuff like this, and this. He is from the UK, yet he is a Donald Trump fan, as can be seen here. And what might be a fake tweet from Donald Trump looks like he might be a fan of Milo's, actually. But anyway, so Milo was on his dangerous faggot tour, and he made a stop at UWM Milwaukee. And at UWM Milwaukee, he kind of, I guess some people are saying, singled out this transgender student, and people were saying how he humiliated him in front of all these people, and how he should be ashamed, and blah, blah, blah. There are articles written about him, all this shit, basically. He just got, like, shit thrown at him. Anyways, this is what he said. This is the clip.
UW Milwaukee student that does not need to man up. And that is Justine Kramer. Do you know about Justine Kramer? Have any of you come into contact with this person? This quote-unquote non-binary trans. You're not laughing now, are you?
It is funny to see these like non-binary transgender women. It's like dry ice. Like, you're contradicting yourself. So you're non-binary, meaning you're not a male or a female, but you're transgender, meaning you're trying to transition into being a gender. So,
way into the women's locker rooms this year. Who knows about this story? Any of you? I see you don't even read your own student media. He got into the women's room the way liberals always operate, using the government and the courts to weasel their way where they don't belong. In this case, he made a Title IX complaint. Title IX is a set of rules to protect women on campus effectively. It's couched in the language of equality, but it's really about women, which under normal circumstances would be fine, except for how it's implemented. Now, it is used to put men into women's bathrooms. I have known some passing trannies in my life. Trannies, you're not allowed to say that either. I've known some passing trannies in my life, which is to say transgender people who pass as the gender they would like to be considered. Well, no. The way you know that he's failing is I'd almost still bang him. It's just a man in a dress, isn't it? I should reapply my lipstick, sorry. Tonight I'm here to talk, however, not about any individual students, because it's mean. Or about the words you are and are not allowed to say, or any of the other various wonderful things that I was going to say about Wisconsin.
Anyway, as you can see, some of the comments he made seemed to upset some people. Not really sure how, but yeah, whatever. She was upset. She said this retarded thing to her dean. You're as embarrassing as the people who wear a safety pin. You know, the retarded trend where people wear a safety pin to be like an ally of the LGBTQ plus MLG Martin Luther King Jr. franchise 1236 group. Anyways, and think that counts as being an ally. Patting yourself on the back for a job well done. all while you stand silent as fascists attack your students. Yes, such an angry fascist, scary fascist Milo is. She wrote, "Do you know what it's like to be in a room full of people who are laughing at you as if you're some sort of perverted freak?" Nope. Not pretending to be transgender here. Anyways, do you know what this kind of terror is? No, you don't. So that was kind of her response for it, which is like pretty weak if she was gonna like, give an argument for it. Basically arguing that kind of like, traumatized her, is terrifying, how he oppressed her with his differing opinion, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, she's putting herself on a public platform, She was in like whatever the campus flyer or statement, like she got herself into this public incident, like whatever he showed the image of her, she was on like a news report, I'm pretty sure. Like she already publicized herself, so that means that she is open for to be criticized and debated, and I think anybody is open to be criticized and debated, but especially if you put yourself on a public platform. And as you heard in the video, she found a way to get into the girls' bathroom, even though it is pretty obvious that, as you said, it's just a man with a dress thrown on. So it's pretty ridiculous what the campus did to make one person feel comfortable. They made a whole gender feel uncomfortable, I'm not saying he, she, whatever is some like raping freak. I'm just saying how it can be uncomfortable and kind of unnecessary if somebody who, does not look like you at all is in your bathroom. Like, I'm sure some people looked at him funny when he was in there, because it's kind of like, why are you in here? Why are you wearing like a dress? And I don't know. You're a man, right? Like, it's confusing. I think it's really unnecessary. But anyway, about the whole terror thing, she set herself up for it, She set herself up for somebody challenging her stand, challenging her position. So I don't really think that she can go around playing the victim and like, oh, I was terrorized and blah, 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 all this stuff. Like, no. How are you terrorized because somebody is criticizing your opinion? Somebody's criticizing your way of life. You can call him a fascist. But he can't even say that, basically saying he's confused at what you are. He thinks it's ridiculous that you're claiming to be something you're so obviously not. I don't think that is less ridiculous than calling Milo a faggot. Or not a faggot, sorry, he is a faggot. Fascist. Okay, moving on. So, another thing that really angered me about all of this is Milo talked briefly about the whole passing trannies thing, and these are just a few transgender women who pass, meaning they look like women. They don't look like men who were women, or men who want to throw on a dress and become a woman. So yeah, Gigi Gorgeous, she's very beautiful. I did not know she was used to be a man until I was watching one of her YouTube videos, and she was like, I'm watching my old videos, and she was a man. I was like, oh, wow, I never knew that. And then you have Blair White, very interesting, very good YouTuber, very well informed. I really like her. She's also transgender. This one teenage transgender person, bleh. And that's another topic. I don't know, but she passes. I mean, there are girls at my school who look more manly than her, and then this one Vogue model who I cannot believe that she is a woman. Like, she looks very great for her transition. It's very pretty. But you see these people, they put into work for this. They're not walking around like they were when they were men, with a dress on claiming to be transgender. No, they got hormones. I'm not sure what she's doing or he's doing or whatever, but from the picture it looks like very minimal is being done. And anyways, moving on from that, like, there's this thing called gender dysphoria that some of these transgender YouTubers have touched on, and some people even say like their friends, it's gotten so bad they can't leave their room and yada yada yada. It's just like not transphoria, sorry. Body or gender dysphoria is like the mental condition that trans people get diagnosed for, which is like a very discontentment with the body that they're in. And he does not look to me somebody that's discontent with their body. He looks actually pretty confident. I mean, you have to be pretty confident to look that much like a man and to be wearing a dress and be asking for all these privileges, to be able to use the bathroom they want with no discussion, to be able to call people fascists, to be able to call for this justice movement from the dean. It just seems like, yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. But that's one of my other pet peeves, how people are just like, instead of saying, oh, I'm a boy who wants to act kind of like, not act, who has similar qualities to a woman. I'm not traditionally male. But instead of saying that, they choose to be non-binary, non-conforming, oh, transgender woman, blah. Like, why can't you just be like, Jaden Smith, he wears a skirt, he wears a dress, and he's not coming out here saying, I'm transgender, or saying, everybody bow down to me, I'm so edgy, and I'm so different. No, he's just living his life, He just has his own style. He just realizes that he doesn't have to, conform, that these social constructs or gender roles, if you're really going to call them that, are just that social constructs, meaning they can and they will be broken, and they obviously have been. If you see guys now wearing skirts and, girls dressing more traditionally manly, which has been going on for a while now. I mean, Frida Kahlo, like, do you even know who that is? But anyway, so at the end of the day, though, it's just pretty sad to see how, some people who may not know, like, the history of Milwaukee, where the speech took place, and, like, what that snippet of the speech came from. The snippet of the speech came from was in one of his lectures called Masturbating, which is basically about, it was masturbating, like, master, baiting, how liberals are, like, contributed to the race war and the race divide or something like that. I don't know. It's on his YouTube. Check it out. But I think it was a 2-hour speech, or a 1 hour, 2-hour speech. And it was really good. He talked about how these politicians who we praise for, being these black rights leaders and granting all these black people all these privileges and rights and yada, 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 really did the opposite and really injured them and created this, culture, these, like, ghettos. And it's pretty important for a city like Milwaukee to hear, because Milwaukee is like one of the most segregated countries in America. Just this summer, Sherman Park burned down over a Black Lives Matter rally gone wrong, and it was just really important to hear. So it's really sad to see this 2 to 3 minute snippet being taken out of this 2-hour speech that really, really is important. And I think people should have been more focused on that than this stupid little jab he took, or not even jab, this critique he made about a public individual. So yeah, anyways, Milo will be Milo. He's not, gonna stop for anybody, and I think that's really important. I think it's really important we have this kind of this troll mentality, this person who's not gonna stop, who's gonna keep fighting. And as many people want to brand him as this kind of eccentric and, whatever, like, troll, I guess that's a bad word now, or alt-right, he really is important. He's really important for this discussion, because if he has an idea that is liberal or that is, left-wing, I'm sure he won't be afraid to share it. So I think it's really important to have somebody like that in the political arena, and somebody who's so outspoken like him. But yeah, that's it. Bye. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. This is my first video. Anything you need to improve on, anything you can do better, please leave it below in the comments. Share this, like it, whatever. I'll be making more opinion pieces like this, but also more research topics, mostly political ideologies or liberal ideologies debunked such as some economic or sociology ideas that I don't agree with. Anyways, thank you.